Hello, this is Bob Ryan for the Shed app with more simplified Shed stuff. Today we want to make you aware of a new feature that has been added to the Shed app, floating row actions. It's an improvement that makes using the app quicker and easier. Users need to perform actions on nearly everything in the Shed app. Over time, the number of actions users can perform has grown significantly. The new floating row actions feature makes actions easier and faster to perform. We began by standardizing the accessibility of all the available actions by allowing them to float, so they are always available on the right side of the screen. We've also given the most commonly used actions preferred placement. So let's take a look at how it works. We'll start by coming up here to the sidebar and clicking on Dashboard. Here, you'll see in Orders to Review, we've got two orders that have been submitted. At first glance, you might think the row actions have been removed. Don't worry, all I need to do is bring my cursor down and hover over the row. The row actions appear on the right. And as I mentioned, the most commonly used actions are listed first. Additional row actions will be under the Menu or Ellipsis button. So let's go ahead and process this order. We'll select Process from the Floating Actions drop-down, and then move through the action. Now that order is processed. Next, let's see what this looks like on the Manage Quotes page. We select Manage Quotes from the sidebar, and you'll see we have several quotes that have been submitted. Again, you'll note that the actions aren't visible, but if I hover on the row actions appear at the right. Again, the most commonly used action is placed first, and if I hover on the menu ellipses, I have access to the additional row actions I might need. Simple. The same process applies for Manage Orders. Open, hover. The available actions will vary depending on where the order is in the processing flow, but the process is the same. I select the available action I need to perform. Now let's take a look at the Manage Throughput page. Manage Throughput is typically going to be showing more columns, and so normally what you would have done to access the row actions is to come down here to the bottom and then scroll over to access your actions. But now, the floating actions appear whenever I hover over a line, and they remain floating no matter where you scroll, even if I'm all the way over here to the left side of the screen. Next, let's go to the System Catalog. We'll look at the Building Design Catalog. Again, no actions are visible until we hover over a row, and when we do, the actions become visible. Note, though, that we've maintained the color on the Archive or Delete function just to draw attention to it and make sure a deletion doesn't happen by accident. Now you're probably wondering how all this looks on the mobile version, so let's change this to a mobile view. Here too, you'll notice now that none of the actions are showing, but we show a floating ellipsis here. That's always floating and ready for you to access the action. Just click on the ellipsis and there are your actions. And this applies to all mobile views. Again, it's quick, simple, and consistent. We trust that that will be beneficial when you're using the Shed app. We'll see you again next time with more simplified Shed stuff.